your engine.
And good evening to Iracing 2019 Season 4, Week 1. And so tonight we're going to be streaming, let's see, what do we got here? Indycar Series fixed setups. We're at Kentucky Motor Speedway. And let's see what we got here. We've just gotten into the practice session, 3 minutes, about halfway through it. Looks like we are driver number 1. Nope, that's not us. That is Herman, not Herring. Okay, well, you can't see that. I'm actually driver number 4. Sorry to say, I'm not from California. What the hell? So there we are. And go ahead and let's look at our fixed setup here before time runs out. We're going to go into quality setup, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to bump this up to 12. Seemed like that was a good number in practice. Get that saved. So we do have 18 guys in here. Not a bad little crowd. If we can get a decent qualification, this race is certainly official. That's for sure. So typical 5-minute quali, 2 laps, 2 time laps anyway, and 75 laps for the race. So should be interesting. Don't believe this is a very difficult track. I think the worst thing here is this is a typical tri-oval where you always get your guys wanting to go down onto the apron. See if they can cheat their way to the front. It's always stupid. Don't do it. Stop. I mean, really, is it going to kill you to stay? There we go. Okay, so qualifying time, and I'm going to try. Let's see. First things first is I'm going to try to get this thing down from about 1.5 gallons of fuel.
We're almost out of fuel, but it looks like we'll make it to the end.
Okay, so I'm going to let off as it is now at a little bit over 200. So that's about 1.3 gallons or so, which is still a little bit more than I would like. But let's go with that. And okay, so now let's go here. Let's not exceed speed limit. But okay, let's get this as quick as possible. So this is kind of a tricky pit exit. It's a very small, dirty line here you got to carry. So this is one of the few tracks where simply hugging the inside apparently is not the pathway. You just lose too much momentum scrubbing the tires.
Green, green, green. Give me a flyer.
So we're actually going to zoom up here and cut down in low for a late apex. And then let it kind of rotate out. Don't know if all the way out is necessary, but same thing here. Don't scrub the tires too much. Just let it keep up on that second lane.
Uno lapo. 24, 49, 86.
No real reason to shift up to 6 that I noticed. Just let it float through the corner, where so far we're 5th. Keep it right down here low, and then keep it the same way. Just aim for that finish line super tight. All right, there it is.
That's the checker flag.
So it looks like we're still 5th. So that's not too bad, really. Possibly could have burned off a little bit more fuel, maybe take a slightly better line, but it is full throttle the entire time. So we'll see if that 5th holds out. Let's adjust these just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so fifth still holding, and looks like we are just under a tenth, ever so slightly under a tenth. And that we're down to sixth. Emilio Jose Fernandez Garrido, yeah, we raced against him before. He can be a handful. Have to watch out for him. Looks like pretty standard fare. Let's see. So we got about a minute left. Put my little clip in there, and I will put that in before we start. Get that cable where it's a little bit more accessible. Well, looks like we're down to seventh now. A little bit over a tenth. Joe Bano, pulling in a 24.7. This actually is my first IndyCar race this week, and so if this goes well, I'll probably only run this once. Been trying to get a lot of other races in here, in addition to many other things going on in the world. It looks like we got about 9 seconds, and so I'm going to wait ever so slightly for this session to start. And so 1-0, and time to take the grid. So let's put that in there, and then let's go to setup, and we will take and get us back up to 12 plus here. Come back in, and let's take the grid. We're starting, looks like, from the pit lane, following the pace car out. So we're going to get all of our screens up here. It's all good. There you go. See, everything is nice and tidy. So typically, the way I run this, running pretty much a 6-screen setup here. So right ahead of me, this one, that one, can't see my finger. That is pretty much the equivalent of a virtual dashboard. I can see it right down through the steering wheel, in addition to the button plate and shift lights and all that kind of good stuff. This one over here, I usually run a standings display, but the main thing on there is it actually can show me how many laps car has on their tires. So that's always good, especially with late pit stops. And then right over here on the left-hand side, running the telemetry data. Pretty much its main goal is to make sure that I don't run out of gas. So, because that can be horrible, and for some reason I don't seem to have. Oh yes, let's not mess that up. There we go. Forgot I adjusted those for another video I made. So here we go. So the first thing is I'm probably going to leave this thing at the defaults on fuel and tires. Always good to have quick buttons mapped to these vital functions, especially in a fixed setup race where you can't do a lot of changing anyway. Not like I'm going to do all kinds of weird changes. So I believe this is probably going to be a race where we definitely do start in first gear. Ever so careful, as always.
Green flag, next time by. Line up on the inside. Pit road is closed. Catch up. Bye. Ciao.
So the big thing is that we need to try and keep our line, watch out for people diving into the corners, because that's always a problem. Had that happen in practice. And
I'm going on green.
all right, so
Thanks, Jordan.
that basically means we have to worry about guys flying up our
You're welcome.
tailpipes. That's what that is, because guarantee you there's somebody in here that do not speak English. So here we go, getting ready to start. Nice and tight on the start. Going to easily roll into.
Get ready, going green.
All right, so let's watch it. Don't stab it too hard.
Pace car's in. Green flag, green flag.
Yeah, so it looks like second place is a moron.
Clear.
Guarantee you he has a penalty now. But he did actually pass on the outside, so he might have just taken the lead.
Yellow flag is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed.
All right, well, obviously this isn't going to be as easy as I would have thought.
Back to you guys. Aboard, mate.
Let the 10 cowboy.
$11, you're flashing pretty good.
Let's see what so we are number 4, so not too worried about that. By the look of things, we are already up to 5th place. Checking up, going into 4, 3.
Surely the bunker has to have a
Pit
penalty.
road is now open.
Probably, and don't call me Shirley.
What were you doing there, one car?
Richard, I can't see you, but Chris is.
That's
like
always
crazy.
funny when you get an opportunity to use that joke. It's very rare. In fact, I'm almost certain he probably said that with the idea that somebody would do it.
Hey Richard, you're blinking very bad.
So it looks like we're in 6th. Not sure what happened to the number 2. That was really kind of weird, especially when the leader calls it and says, "I will be going on green." Going on green means when the lights come up and says green, green, green. So I always hate these longer tracks with the cautions, but I think the worst part of it is trying to follow guys that just go back, go forth, slow down, speed up, weave all over the place. You know,
Okay, bud, green flag. Next
you
time
have to
by.
constantly judge, and it's just
1 minute 28.86.
so at this point we only need 11.75 gallons to finish, although I'm pretty certain that the calculations are way off at this point. I don't think I would really trust it until we get at least a third of the way through running full speed laps, because it's saying 0.15 per lap, which I know is about half. So definitely going to need gas. Okay, so here we go. Let's get it back down into first gear. Try to tighten this up without having somebody go crazy behind me. That always happens. They
Still blinking, Richard.
speed up.
Get
Yeah,
ready,
the
go
guy
green.
behind me is blinking really bad.
Pace car's in.
Okay, so this time
Green flag, green flag.
he got onto it a little bit earlier. Probably a different guy, I think.
Can't wait for Davis to get this
1
qualified.
minute 18.93.
So yeah, Richard is super blinking. I need to not focus on that. Just keep the hammer down and try to catch up here.
26.113.
Already losing time to these guys. Main thing is I do not want to hit the wall. I really do not want to get hit by the guy behind me who's blinking. But my problem is that I'm really super losing the draft on these guys.
25.448.
Yeah, hopefully, geez, looks like he's causing a problem back there.
25.539.
Come on, let's catch him.
Did they change the inside line in the pole?
Right now he's doing the
458.
gotta lose this guy.
25.573.
How neat is it? I needed a caution.
Got one inside. Keep it on top. Still there. Clear. .54.
So what I want to do is I want to start protecting that apron. Trying to break the draft on Mandanka. Apparently I did, although it did not seem to bring out a caution.
25.764.
So we're getting close
25.632.
to Harvey. It looks like, well, nope, that wasn't him. Getting close to Hardy here. So might start encountering some aero push, but looks like I'm actually pulling away from Echeverry.
25.579.
Start feathering the throttle, going through these turns a little bit. As we get closer, probably be able to hit the drafting gear here soon. Looks like he may have lost the draft.
25.692. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Line up single file.
Okay.
Pit road is closed.
I'm sorry, dude.
Catch
Your plane's
up,
right in
8
front of
car.
me.
Okay, so there we go. So 18 of
Thank God for that. I tagged the wall 2 laps ago and I knew I had wing damage.
Flight Mendonca
Glad I can help you out.
checking up on the back straight. So yeah, it looks like we do actually need right at the amount of fuel we can hold to be able to.
Another blessing in disguise. It allows me to change my Spotify song because it somehow moves to fucking Darude Sandstorm.
Pit road is now open.
Okay, so time to make the pits and try to keep 6th place. Get our hands on the speed limiter there. Yet another critical mapping for you. Hit that speed limiter and those tear-offs. All right, so where are we at? There they are. Get it down into 1st gear and don't overshoot it. Perfect. Fill her up and
That's it, go.
I suspect that we lost some
Line up single file.
spaces on that. I'm gonna guarantee it there. Not too happy with that one, even though it was good.
Catch stop 6 car. Pass stop 1 car.
Get caught speeding.
Catch stop 6 car. Pass stop 17 car.
Lots of guys got caught out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like we may have come right back out in the same spot because it looks like some people don't know how to go slow in the pits. All right. Uh-oh. Don't need that. Wake back up there. Okay, so now we have Mr. Dilbeck, who I have raced with before. He should not do anything too crazy. And we did manage to, well, I take that back. Mr. Dilbeck's behind me. Ah, yes. Echeverry is Echeverry? Who knows how to pronounce some of these names? But we are still in 6th place.
What happened to the 1 car?
So we're at 2 to green. Running in 6th place. If you're tuning in live,
Leaderboard says he's 14th.
you're tuning in live. This is Indycar fixed
Oh, okay.
setup 2019 season 4 week 1 if you're tuning in less than live.
Does jumping to start really only give you like a stop go penalty or something?
About the end.
Okay, bud. Green flag. Next time
So
by.
we are about past the
1 minute 28.398.
And I guess there's a strategic advantage to that.
25%. Of course, now we got a constant problem with these guys who simply do not want to tighten up until the last corner. Come on. All right, so getting ready to restart here. And we're gonna see what happens. Ooh. All right. Coming up to the line. Getting ready.
Getting ready here. Getting ready. Pace car's in. Green flag.
And
Green flag.
jumped it a little bit. Wow, that was amazing. See if I can stay
1 minute 18.4.
with the Chevrolet here. If I can get a draft on him. Keep the power down. There we go. Come on, right on in there.
26.194. .353.
Okay, so we're gonna have to figure out the best way around this guy. Well, not getting run over from the back.
45.53. .366. Got one outside. Good stop. .25.495. You're fifth. Got one outside. Stay low.
Okay, so that actually worked out pretty well.
Outside. 25.494. P4.
So it looks like just a little bit of a lift going into turn 3 results in a big slingshot out of the corner.
25.331.
And coming down and really riding the line out results in a nice blast. So now it's just a matter of catching Garrido.
25.414.
Problem is, he's in the draft. And I am not. In fact, I am being chased by Dilbeck.
25.296.
Luckily, he doesn't seem to have quite the capability to make that stick. So, I'm not catching him.
25.399.
Easy does it on that curve. Looks like Garrido might be ever so slightly losing that draft. I'm ever so slightly pulling away from Dilbeck.
25.358.
Problem really is the gas consumption. Underneath the 2-second mark on Garrido now.
25.359.
If I can keep this up, don't really have much of an aero push yet. Definitely eating into his lead, and Dilbeck's slightly losing time behind me. Once he loses my draft, we should be able to catch
25.412.
a little bit more out of that time there. Dilbeck's almost to a full second. Garrido's staying on the high line. I guess probably trying to keep the draft. Dilbeck's over a second.
25.431.
What I really need now is to catch these guys. Oh, Dilbeck's back under a second. Oh, there he is, right on the cusp. Garrido.
25.589.
Garrido is at a second and a half. So see, that's probably not the best way. See, Dilbeck caught up to me a little bit there.
25.4691.
And so that's the way we do it.
Please be careful, man. You ride me way too close.
Looks like the lead has changed.
Okay, we're halfway to the finish.
Okay, so that's 39, 40 laps.
25.483. Inside. Clear inside.
It's like some.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Catch up,
Okay,
catch up.
wow, that was amazing. So we need 11.02 to finish.
Oh, you got saved on 5?
Checking up really hard coming out of 2. So we probably don't need to take.
Congrats, one guard. You ruined one person's race and gave me a 4X. Top notch.
So we have enough to finish, but I am going to throw 5 gallons of fuel in this thing. Simply because it's probably going to hurt me majorly.
In the words of Fernando Alonso, karma.
Pit road is now open.
So let's go in here and let's get our pits done. right, so not too shabby. It looks like we're in probably third, as long as this doesn't go too badly. There they are, waving me in, and easy, 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 easy. Stop.
That's it, go! Line up single file. Catch up 10 car.
Okay, so not too shabby at all. Nice little pit stop there. We've got plenty of fuel to make it to the end of the race based on the calculations since we're there. So let's see where we have come out. All right, so looks like, depending on, I don't know, if we got Sloan, Garrido, me, gotta go back, get past the start-finish line, and we'll see where we're actually at.
I was almost by the inner pit entry when they cut pits open, so I missed it.
Okay, so it looks like we are going to take it up to third here.
Catch up 10 car.
So 2 to green, and we are now in third place, having started 7th.
By the way, Tom, I know that you were afraid of me riding you. That was literally the only way I could go around with damage, was to take a really weird line.
All right, so this not too bad so far. Hopefully we don't get wrecked in the final half.
Try to pick a different line, man. Don't ride right behind the guy in front of you, man, like that. You're better off if you either go low or high up, then you got clean air. You see what I'm saying? So just pick a lane other than what the guy in front of you is running. Really, man, that's a key. Unless you got a big run, and then you can, you know, drift out or go low or whatever. And it's just, it's hard, man.
This ain't my first rodeo, dude. I've been doing this for months. No, I had damage on my front wing, so I literally had to be in a tow to get anywhere. So I just stayed behind you because I knew if I could stay behind you, I could stay attached.
Okay, so yes. Good Lord. I've been doing this for years. All right, so here we are, third place, and we've got only need about 10 gallons. We are on lap
1:27.545.
lap full. We're actually in second. Not sure what happened here, but interesting. So we're in second place behind Mr. Garrido, and we are going green. We are just past the halfway mark. 44 of 75 laps, and if I can keep with him, possibly lose this traffic behind us a little bit without getting tagged, we might have a good chance of at least coming in second for the second time tonight. So here we go, down into first gear, right on Mr. Garrido's tailpipe. And hopefully he is not the sort that attempts the shenanigans.
Pace car's in.
Yeah, he does attempt
Green, green, green.
some
You're in second.
shenanigans by slowing down and then speeding up.
1:21.496.
So here we are again. Mr. Dillbeck's right on my bumper.
82.
So I think that is his weakness.
24.908.
So he does not know how to do the little bit of a lift. So let's see if we can't catch.
.115. .102. .068.
Not a good way to do that.
25.061.
Don't understand why you're pushing out in front like that.
.398.
Okay, let's watch out for the arrow push and see if we can't
25.327.
make up some time on Mr. Burrito here. I feel like he's not necessarily got the full measure of this track. And Mr. Dilbeck's almost a second back.
25.338.
What I would like to do is I would like to run these last 20 laps. Ooh, that's not good. That was fourth. We're going to end up blowing the motor.
.25.66. 20 to go to strike. Outside. 25.526. Keep to the bottom. Stay low. Keep to the bottom. Clear outside. .785.
Okay, let's put some more pressure on him here.
25.526. Got one outside. Stay on the bottom. 25.653. Keep to the bottom. Clear outside. You're the first.
It looks like we are in first, people. Let's see if we can
5.712.
run some really good laps, get a draft on this lap car. (61 to 75). We have 13 laps left to go.
That car is not a lead lap car. 25.469. Got one outside. Clear.
Got plenty of fuel remaining, just need to keep it nice and tight. We're almost a second up on Mr. Garrido. Gonna break this draft. All right, folks, let's take it home. Mr. Garrido is over a second now. Pressure is on.
25.542.
We're a little bit of lap traffic ahead. What I don't need is a caution. Do not wreck anybody. Mr. Garrido is over a second, almost a second and a half.
25.5.
He's 10 to go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Over a second and a half. He's lost the draft, he's lost the draft, he's lost the draft. We've got to keep this. Everybody just hold it together. Almost 2 seconds on Mr. Garrido. Oh, flasher, flasher, flasher. Great. Here it goes, people.
25.595.
Yeah, I'm catching this guy way too fast. I do not like this at all. Coming up on lap traffic. Don't know the guy's name.
25.668.
Would really rather not pass him at all. We're over 2 seconds on Garrido.
25.72.
I am now sweating profusely.
25.75. 5 laps to go.
At 10th place, do you have a mic?
.702. .84. That car is a lap
Yes,
down.
I know. That's what I'm worried about.
.043. 2 laps to go. All right, bud, bring it home. 1 to go here. 26.032.
So I am not going to attempt to pass this guy, even if I lose a little bit of time to Garrido, and I'm going to really hope that he does not wreck and doesn't flash out right in front of me. And there it is. The only...
You won.
Yeah, thanks. So there it is. Only IndyCar race I have run for 2019 Season 4 Week 1, and it takes a win. That is what I'm talking about right there. Time to do some donuts.
The race is over.
Yep, that is what I'm talking about. Happens every once in a while. All right. Very happy with that result. Very, very happy. Wasn't kidding though. Totally sweating at this point. Ugh. We'll have to say that's a good feeling. No matter how many times it happens, which I'm going to say right now is not very often. Oh, wow. All right, so let's see. Looks like we got Mr. Garrido over there on about 15 laps ago. Let's have a little look-see at the pass. Really surprised. It was, what we have, 2 cautions or so this time around. That wasn't bad at all. So here we are. Looks like I caught it perfectly there. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of figured out that once he looks like he was having a real hard time pushing, that it was only a matter of time. If I could get past him, I think it was pretty well written. That worked out exceedingly well. I'm really happy with that. That really far exceeded expectations of anything I could have hoped for, really, for this race, especially starting 7th. You never really know from back there. You could very easily end up in a wreck, and I will say that after our little incident in, oh well, I guess he probably left a long time ago, if that's the case. Guess he had a little incident with Mr. Tag in the practice session, and we had a little disagreement about what it means to hold a line. And there you go. Of course, he might be watching this going, okay, he won. Well, what do you know? All right, well, hey, I will take it. Probably be the only race I win this season. So tonight looks like we got a second place. We got a win, starting off the season exceedingly well. And I think I will call that it. So there's the end card. If you are watching or if you're watching live, please like, please subscribe. Really trying to grow the channel and would love to have some more subscribers. Just starting out, I am up to 8, so woohoo! And look forward to many more videos on a lot of different things. So thanks for watching and good night.